Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Mansa Queen, and in today's video guys, I have my promised peanut butter soup. Yes, first of all, I want to apologize because I was supposed to film this recipe almost like a month ago, but I just did not have time. So today I am bringing you the full recipe of my Gambian peanut butter soup. Peanut butter soup is enjoyed in a lot of West African countries. So if you want to see how Mansa Queen makes hers, then you definitely want to keep on watching. So to make my peanut butter soup, you would need some type of meat, and today I will be using some short ribs. Yes, these are short ribs, and you see all the fat. I've trimmed off the excess fat, but I'm going to leave that because it's all going to render when we start cooking. I'm also going to add some free range chicken, so this takes a long time to cook, so it's going to cook at the same time as the meat. And this right here is one of my holy grails, and it's fermented sea snail. You would also need some onions. This is just one yellow onion that I cut in the middle. And also for some heat, I'm going to be using some habanero peppers. Now these are optional. Feel free to leave them out. This right here is crushed red bell pepper. So these are sweet peppers. It's going to intensify the color and flavor in this recipe. And also you would definitely need some tomato paste. And you guys know I always go for Hunt's because it has that rich red color and it is going to enhance the soup at the end. So you definitely need some good quality tomato paste. You would also need some chopped tomatoes or just some fresh tomatoes. I'm using a can of diced tomatoes today, but definitely you go for fresh tomatoes if you have that. You do not need a whole lot of tomatoes because you don't want your soup to be too sour. And this is another holy grail for me. This is locust beans. Yes, this is a local spice that is used in a lot of African cuisine. Again, feel free to omit it if you don't have it, as well as the sea snail, because it's not easy to come by, but I am going for that authentic Gambian taste, so I'm going for both the fermented sea snail and the locust beans. Now for the peanut butter, this is the brand that I always go for. You want peanut butter that is creamy for that smooth taste. Now I like this brand that I get from Walmart. You do not want to use Jif. Please don't use that because it's too sweet. It is meant for spread. It is not good for cooking. It contains too much sugar. This is just natural, clean peanut butter. It does not contain any sugar at all and no added sugar at all. So I highly recommend this peanut butter, creamy peanut butter that I get. You would also need some salt or bullion to taste. Now let's get started by blending up our ingredients. So in my food processor, I'm just going to put in my peppers. Again, these are optional. Just use whatever you can tolerate, or you can just simply skip it if you do not take any peppers. I'm also putting in my tomatoes, and I will just blend everything together, including the red bell peppers. Now I'm also going to add in the locust beans because it was roughly blended previously, but I'm just going to put it in here so that it would all be smooth. I don't like eating lumps in my soup, and this is a finished product for our blended ingredients. Now in a pot, I'm going to add in the sea snail and also my chicken and meat, and in comes in our blended ingredients. And to that, I'm going to add some water. Now I'm adding enough water to cook the quantity of meat and chicken that I have, and also the peanut butter that I'm going to add at the end. I'm adding some salt to taste, and you just want to give it a good stir. Again, all the ingredients and measurements that I use will be listed in the description box below for your convenience, so feel free to check it out. Now you want to cover the pot and bring it to a boil. Now this is about 20-30 minutes into the cooking. You can see that it has come to a nice boil, and I'm cooking on medium heat. By the way, I'm using an enamel cast iron. This is a Dutch oven, so it holds up a lot of heat. So I'm just cooking on medium heat just to make sure that my meat and everything cooks well. Now to prep my peanut butter, this is the tip that I like to use. This brand of peanut butter, since it's all natural, it has not been messed with, it tends to be really thick. So I don't like to add the lumps of peanut butter into my soup because it might not all dissolve in the water. So I like to loosen it up with some room temperature water first, before I add it to my soup. Just a tip and a recommendation, and it works really perfectly because you don't want to be eating your peanut butter soup and then be munching on lumps or chunks of peanut butter. It is not a good texture. I don't like it, so this is my go-to tip. Now I'm going to add it to the pot because peanut butter takes a lot of time to cook, so I'm adding it about 30-40 minutes into cooking the meat, so that by the time everything is done, it will be at the same time. At this point, I'm also going to add in my tomato paste. You do not need a whole lot of tomato paste. The tomato paste is to give the peanut butter soup that rich red color at the end. Yes, it's going to enhance the rich color that the peanut butter gives and just intensifies it. So yeah, you want to stir it up. Now tomato paste tends to dissolve faster and more easily, so I don't need to loosen it up. It will just loosen up on its own. So just give it a good stir and keep cooking. Now I'm going to add my, this is a blend of chicken and beef bouillon. Feel free to just use salt if that's what you have. I'm going to give it a stir and then cover it up to cook. Okay, now we're checking on it. This is a total of 1 hour of cooking, guys. You can already see that the fat from the peanut butter is already starting to render, and also remember there's some fat on the meat. We did not add any oil to this dish. That's the good thing about it. It just renders its own natural oils, which is absolutely delicious. So we are not even close to being done, but you can see that the consistency is definitely different from what we started with. The peanut butter is starting to come together a little, but we are not done, so we need to keep cooking. Now when I cover it up at this point, I like to leave a little crack because you don't want the peanut butter to boil over. Now you can see the progress we're making over here. The soup is getting thicker, the peanut butter is getting cooked, and boy oh boy, that oil is rendering. You want as much oil as possible to render to the top. Yeah, the more oil you have floating to the top, that is the true indication that you were closer to the finish line. There is no peanut butter or peanut butter soup, or Domoda as we call it in the Gambia, without that peanut oil rendering to the top. That is a must before you know that you're getting there. So yeah, we're getting there. If you don't like your soup too thick, once you get to the consistency, you can turn the fire down. Turning your heat really low is what is gonna let that that oil float to the top. That is what is going to let it render to the top. So make sure that you're cooking on low heat at this point. Turn your stove down. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm only cooking a number 2 right now. That is how low it is. And make sure you leave that crack open so that all the steam can come out and then the oil can float to the top. Now this is it, guys. You can see, because we're using good quality peanut butter, we would not have a whole lot of oil floating, but we have enough oil. And by the way, if you don't have to eat all that oil, you can just scoop it out and discard it, or you can just leave it as is. Guys, taste for salt. Make sure all your this dish, as you can see, does not require a lot of spices. I don't add ginger, I don't add garlic, just my stock seasoning cube or salt and my peppers and onions and all that good stuff. Guys, look at that delicacy. This you get if you come to the Gambia, you have to eat some Domoda. There is, unless you have a peanut allergy, please give this a try. It is so delicious. They also cook a similar peanut butter soup in Ghana, but I believe theirs is a lot lighter. Now we eat ours over some white rice or brown rice. You can also have it over some quinoa. You can see that my peppers that I floated to the top, they're well steamed too. Our finished product is just beautiful. I hope you guys get to give this a try, and I hope you appreciate it. And if this is your first time on this channel, you are absolutely welcome. My name is Mansa Queen. Feel free to look around. You might find a thing or two that you might like on this channel, and you can go ahead and join the Mansa team. To my returning subscribers, you guys already know I love you. And until I catch you in my next one, y'all stay safe. Bye.